addressing the knee, the muscles that attach around the knee, and how to get those loosened up. So a quick review of everything that we worked on. We took the lacrosse ball, we started up high, working from either inside to outside, rolling the ball across the quadricep, going down level by level. And once we found a tight spot, we went ahead and flexed and straightened the knee. Okay, so continue working all the way down the quad. Again, laying on the ground, putting the ball up on the quad right there, and rolling on it. When you find that tight spot, go ahead and bend and flex the knee. Okay, make sure that when you're doing the movement, that you're also kind of rolling up on the hip, bringing that hip up, and then coming down. So don't just roll back and forth like this. What we want is good control movement. Find that tight spot, and then bend and straighten the knee. Okay. Then what we did is we went further down and we went right above the kneecap, the patella here, and we placed the ball there, and then also continue to work right on those tendons to get those tendons loosened up and loosen up that those attachments right above the patella. Doing the same thing, working from inside to outside, going across those tissues. Once you find a tight spot, again, flex and bend the knee. Okay, bend and straighten the knee. So that was the very first thing that we did. Then we talked about stretching those muscles. One of the stretches that we talked about is a common quadricep stretch. Make sure that the lumbar spine does not go into extension, that you keep your pelvis tucked up underneath you, and then bring that knee back. Okay, if that is difficult for you, then what you can do is lay down on the ground, bring one knee up, and then grab this leg, and then extend the leg back. Okay, so make sure you spend time after you get through working the quadricep stretching. The other one that we explored with was the couch stretch. So putting the leg up on the wall like that. Remember, you can place the knee as far away from the wall as you need to, or as close to the wall as you need to, depending on your flexibility. So getting your knee in that position, foot's going to be on the wall. And if you need something under your knee for a cushion, you can do that too. Also, we want to do the same thing. Keep that back in a good neutral position. We don't want to hyperextend it. Then as that quad starts to loosen up, you can start going upright. And again, try not to overextend the back like that. Keep it flat. Okay? So that's the quadricep. The next thing that we did was we took the ball and we worked the hamstring. Remember, we started high up on the hamstring, and we sat on the ball on a hard surface. If you do it on a soft surface, you won't feel it as much. So we sat down on a hard surface. We started up high, up next to the ischial tuberosity, which is the sit bone. We sat on it. We did the same thing that we did on the quad, rolling from inside to outside, finding that tight spot. Once we found a tight spot, straighten and bend the knee to work that tissue out. So continue working down the hamstring. Wherever you feel tightness, spend time in that area. Okay, spending time in an area and doing quality work is better than trying to get the whole muscle. So if you only get to maybe like a 2-inch or 3-inch segment of the hamstring or the quadricep, then that's fine. Just as long as we get it loosened up. Okay, so after we've done that, then we ventured out into the gym. We took a band. We tied the band up to the rig, and once it was tied up to the rig, we placed our leg through it, pulled the band up high, just like that, and then we came forward, stepping away from the rig, and we worked on basically doing a good morning, keeping that lumbar straight, feeling for when our back starts to round. So when it starts to round, we don't want to go any further. We want to work on that range, and also making sure that we're hinging at the hip, that we're not bending at the spine. Okay, so continue working on that. With all these, retest your movement. One of the ways you can retest your movement in this is by basically doing a good morning and seeing which side is looser. After that, we went on to the back of the knee where we took the ball and we did some flexion gapping. We placed the ball right behind the knee. Whoa, don't fall off. Placed the ball right behind the knee, okay? And then we took our leg and we basically compressed it, okay? to stretch out behind the knee. That gets also the top part of the gastroc and also the hamstring. So we're working on one side, work on the outside, and then put it on the inside, behind the knee, and do the same thing. Okay, so spend some time doing that, 2 to 3 minutes on each knee, or on the tightest knee. After that, we took the ball, we basically just placed it on our foot and held that for 2 minutes. Okay, that's an easy one to do. You can do any one of these, pick 2 to 3, spend about 10 to 15 minutes on those 2 or 3, and really work on increasing your range of motion, and also continue to work on your squat position at the very bottom. So that's it, and next week we'll be working on the lower leg, the ankle, and getting that loosened up. So, see y'all later. And oh yeah, one more thing, this is a shout out for Emily. I didn't forget your name.